3. And what should I say something?
I don't know.
I'll say, okay.
We're going to do weird food combos again. My favorite, peanut butter.
Oh, and some mayonnaise.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Just Talking Out Loud. I'm looking over here. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
I almost said I'm Terry. That's how fun. So as Terry said, we are going to do some weird food combos. And you want to say what it is?
The first one is going to be what my brothers fed me as a child all the time. Every time my mom went away, they did things weird to us, and we ate peanut butter and Miracle Whip all the time. Me and my sister grew to like it.
Yeah, peanut. That's going to be a challenge for me. Now, there's another.
You're a mayonnaise. You like mayonnaise, but
so what we have. So you said the one sandwich we're going to try. Now, there's also pickles
so
on
there's
one.
yeah. So
right? We
have half for me and you with just peanut butter and mayonnaise. Do you want that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay, and then the other half I put pickles on also, which they did give us peanut butter and pickles, but I've never tried peanut butter, mayonnaise, and pickles together. So that's
new for you then.
Yeah.
That's going to be new for you. Okay, so this is the peanut butter and
mayonnaise, which
so
I know I
go.
like.
All right.
And it's Miracle Whip,
It's
not
Miracle
mayonnaise.
Whip. You can taste the Miracle Whip. Wonder.
We were raised with Miracle Whip in our house. And
what I will say is, too, is I wonder if this would taste different with the different peanut butter. We did try the generic peanut butter. Oh, it's not Aldi's, but whatever brand that is.
yeah.
I don't know what Aldi's does.
I don't know. I'm used to the natural.
I mean, I'm eating it.
I'm used to the natural peanut butter, so it's sweeter to me anyhow.
So this is Miracle Whip, though. This isn't like Hellman's or nothing.
Which
No. Sorry.
you prefer
I like Hellman's, but that's
Hellmann's
just
or Kraft or real mayonnaise.
right. But some people like the Miracle Whip better, the salad.
I actually can eat peanut butter and mayonnaise
Okay.
sandwiches.
So if you were to, you like this, so you would rank, if it's 1 to 5, how high would you rank what you just ate?
Oh, a good 4.5. I like.
I mean, I'd say 3. It's not as, listen, if that's all I had to eat was that, then that's what I would
Try the
probably
next
do.
one.
All right, this is pickles, though.
But this one, I put bread and butter pickles on. We were debating whether we wanted bread and butter or dill.
Yeah.
I like pickles of all kinds. So
these are the bread and butter.
these are
right?
bread and butter. They're not quite as tart. I actually like this too. The pickles are a little tart, but they give it some crunch.
It's
The aftertaste. Not.
I'm getting everything. I got the pickle.
I did put jelly here if you wanted to put jelly on something too.
Well, we're going to do that on the burgers, but
Yeah, because there isn't it Burgertory has a peanut butter and jelly burger.
they have a peanut butter and jelly burger, which I had forgotten about because Josh used to love to get. That was his burger he would get. I don't know if that was his favorite, but that's the one he would get.
Well, so the next thing we're going to try is a burger with peanut butter.
Well, if you were going to rank that, because you've never had the pickle on that.
2 or 3.
No.
I wouldn't put, and then I think dill would be worse because it'd have more of an aftertaste, more of a vinegary taste. You know,
I gotta be honest. It's probably
you
I'd
wouldn't
say a
eat
2.
it if you didn't have to, huh?
I gotta wash down the pickle. What are we doing next? Now this is.
Peanut butter hamburger.
Oh, here's a question: should we take a bite? Each take a bite of this one, and then put the jelly on that one?
If you want to. Here, I can even cut this in half.
And just put it. Oh, okay, that's fine. So this one is peanut butter. This is peanut butter on a burger. There's nothing else on the burger. No mayo, no ketchup. Okay.
Nothing. Just peanut butter.
All right. It's missing something. I wonder if you had lettuce. Does that make a difference?
We'll give it some crunch. I don't think it's that bad.
This is not this. Which one had? Oh, this has a little bit of both. This has some of the Jif on it too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna put jelly on this one.
On the other hand.
You know, that's not bad. But I'm just wondering, you couldn't put ketchup on that, could you? No.
I don't know if ketchup would go with the
Peanut butter? Well, here's the thing. We just have mayonnaise and peanut butter. I wonder if you could put mayonnaise
Oh, you could probably put mayonnaise on it.
with that. Didn't think about that before we started, but I'm going to eat the whole thing because actually, once again, you are having dinner with us. We probably should have called this Just Have Dinner with Us.
Weird dinner.
A weird dinner. Okay, now I will say, peanut butter on a burger. Should we do 1 to 10 or 1 to? We'll do 1 to 5. See, I said 1 to 5. That's actually a 3.5, I think, for me. It's not bad.
It's a good 4 for me.
Okay.
Now try the peanut butter and jelly.
All right. Peanut butter jelly on a hamburger. Here we go.
I like it.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. I could eat it.
That's not bad. That is not bad at all. So Terry put the peanut butter on the top, jelly on the bottom. The
Sure,
burger
good.
is this our sirloin
Mm-hmm.
we get from Sam's Club? None of this is sponsored, by the way. If you'd like to sponsor,
And
We'll
use
try it.
grape jelly because that's what Ron likes.
grape jelly. This is not bad.
I don't think it would matter what kind of jelly. I think it would be good.
That is pretty doggone good. I almost give this a 4.5.
I really like it.
This is good. Wow. Now,
You
here's
like
the thing.
it better with the jelly than without.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you could put, I don't know if the mixture of the tomato, if you put tomato and lettuce,
I
With
don't
that-
think I would like it.
I'm not sure because, well, that's what they did at the restaurant, right?
Did that? I don't know. I think you can get it how you want it.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You probably put the toppings on it that you want.
Oh my goodness, I got jelly all over me. I'm covered in jelly. Do I have it all over me? I feel like I did. So overall, the weird food comment was not bad.
The peanut butter. If you're a peanut butter lover like me, you probably like peanut butter.
Yeah.
We'll have
Okay.
to try some other weird things to put peanut butter on. I don't know what else to try though.
So we tried the peanut butter and mayonnaise on a sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
and you like that. So then we did peanut butter and mayonnaise and a pickle,
Mm-hmm.
and I ate both.
My
wasn't
I know my
disgusting.
brothers gave us peanut butter and pickle too when we were kids, but they didn't give us the peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Oh, they didn't? Okay. And then we had the burger with just peanut butter. Not bad. I thought that was 3.5. I think that's what I said.
Yeah,
But the jelly,
you
That-
liked.
I really liked the jelly.
I liked them all. The jelly made it even better because it made it sweeter.
Let's get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that was excellent. Now, the problem is I have sticky fingers.
For the rest
And,
of the show.
So if you're looking for something a little different, that might be, I don't know, that's not bad. And and I will say, we had a hard time getting started because Terry has clothes all over the place just to find out what she wanted to wear.
No,
for the
that
episode.
wasn't what.
That wasn't why you did
I'm
this?
trying to get rid of clothes.
Okay. Oh, is
I've
that
been
what was that what we're
retired a
doing?
while now, and I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not wearing things.
Yeah, I
and-
see. I should move that over there.
Yeah,
I'm going to buy a smaller
So
screen.
I'm just trying to. I need to get rid of. I started looking for pants, pair of pants. I've been missing.
Oh, I thought you were trying to dress for
then-
the, for the show, but
No,
okay.
but then I was trying. Yeah, well, then I needed to find a shirt, so I didn't have to change my bra.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask The next thing up on our list to talk about today
Okay.
it's called awkward situations.
Awkward situation.
Yeah, so I have questions to see how you feel about these awkward situations that happen. Like it happen to people, just regular, common things that, I don't know, maybe it just turns into something awkward. Like, for instance, number one, making eye contact with someone you don't know. Would you say
Stared at 'em
awkward
too long,
or
huh?
not awkward at all? Now, what I'm saying is you're going through a door, maybe of Sam's Club or wherever you're going, Gabe's, and you just happen to catch the eyes of the other person. Would you call that awkward or not awkward at all for you?
No, I just say hi.
You don't think it? So you're going to
If
say,
I caught their eyes, I just say hello, like like nonchalant.
so you're saying not awkward at all for you?
Most of the time it wouldn't be,
See, it's
unless it's like a couple and they're like arguing, cussing at each other, or
And you
something.
just happen to look and they're thinking, what are you
move on.
watching?
Yeah. Then I would feel awkward.
Okay.
I mean, but if they just like say they're pushing a cart and I'm opening the door or something and they almost push into me and we just eye contact, I'd be like, hello, or let me get that for you, or you know what I mean? I would just
But your first thought was not awkward.
not
when
awkward
I asked
unless
you.
like or
Okay.
like someone, disciplining a kid, or I mean if they were doing something that I caught them like,
Yeah, they were into something and they
Something
saw
like,
you watching them.
yeah, then they might feel like, oh, you were staring at me. But if it's just, yeah.
So it says here that the answers that people answered, 54% said awkward, and 46% said not awkward at all. But it's pretty close. I mean, that's not
Yeah, it's almost
that
half
far
and half,
off.
yeah.
So so you're kind of. It just, I guess we could say it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it really does. Because, I mean, if you and I are fighting and we're having words and then someone comes in and looks at us, and then it's all awkward because they're looking you in the eye.
Yeah.
And like when I had my black eye that one year,
Yes. Yeah.
when Zachary was little and we went Christmas shopping one day and you said, I'm not doing this again because everyone was giving you dirty looks
They
all
give me,
day.
because you had a
Because I had
black
black
eye.
eye,
Yeah.
and everyone looked at you like you gave it to me.
Right. Like I was the one that,
Which he
did the-
didn't, but
I did not. Yeah, I did
But
not.
then those are awkward. But I don't see anything being awkward if you're, just nonchalantly
Right.
opening a door. I just would say, here, let me get that for you. Like say they have a stroller and they look up and I see them, I look them in the eye and I see that, hey, I would offer help, hey, let me get the door for you,
So you're gonna take that awkwardness into
Yeah, just
more awkwardness.
no,
Awkwardness, maybe.
because I'm
You
going to
don't
hold the
think?
door. If you've
Well-
never had a stroller with two kids in
Oh,
it
no,
and you can't get it through the door,
I've had strollers. I just haven't.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. How about when a stranger asks you for directions? Awkward? Not awkward at all.
I give them directions if I know where they're going.
I don't think it's awkward.
I don't think it's awkward. If someone pulled up in our neighborhood and was looking for someone's house, or like the pizza man has stopped
Software.
and
yeah?
said, "Where's 16?" and it's over the hill because there's two shady side houses over the hill, but you have to go all the way around the block because they've closed off the road.
Are you saying not awkward?
It
Right?
wasn't awkward
See, I don't
for
think
me to
that's
say,
kinda
"Oh,
awkward.
that's down over the hill,"
I don't think it's awkward. 68% said not awkward.
No.
I don't find this. They're looking for. They're not there for anything else. But can you get me where I need to go?
Yeah, I mean, the
And this
pizza
is-
driver was like, "Hey, the numbers ended right here, and I got one after that." And they
And the way
had to
our house
turn
is
down here,
situated,
yeah,
they think that there should be a house, but there's a guardrail because there was an accident long time ago, and so they always stop right there, and they're like, "Well, how do I get to that house down there?"
and so
So it's
yeah.
not really. I don't. And 68% said not awkward. So a lot of people don't feel like.
My other thing I was going to tell you with just looking someone in the eye, someone else might have felt awkward when my kids were little.
Yeah.
Nathan used to get his head stuck. He would wiggle himself out of the stroller and he'd get his head stuck in one of the legs.
Oh,
Now, that might be awkward.
That
for
could be
them
awkward,
To like,
yeah.
oh, they might want to open the door for me, but your kid's hanging out of here by your head, by his head.
Yeah. Does that bug you because that's there? Because you're looking there instead
I don't
of there?
know. It doesn't
'Cause I
really.
noticed you looking there. And
I look
instead of
there.
looking-
Oh,
Hi.
what does it matter?
You
I'm
want
still looking forward.
people are looking for your eye contact. Okay, trying to make conversation, which is we don't do this because we just don't. Trying to make conversation with the cab or rideshare driver.
Well, we don't.
Now, when you go
Very rarely. Hey,
You're
I
not-
had an awkward situation in New York City. I had to sit up front with the cab driver
okay, there you go.
because we had kids with us.
There's a taxi. There's a taxi on this picture.
And so the other mom sat in the back with 3 kids, and I had to sit in the front with the cab driver. And it was a mess, and he had cleaned it. And I was like,
What do you mean cleaned it? Hadn't cleaned it?
yeah, there was
Oh.
like he had been eating in his cab and stuff.
Well, he
and
probably
had
has.
to,
He probably
and
lives
he
in
had to pick up the stuff out of the front seat and stuff so I could sit down.
Oh, okay.
But we needed to get back to our hotel, and it was getting dark, and we
Was this
didn't
in-
want to get on the subway. Yeah, it
Did
was
you
in
make
New
any
York City.
conversation?
Yeah, I talked to him like it wasn't
So you
awkward,
would
but it was
say
awkward to me.
It was awkward.
Yeah, it
okay,
was
I'm going to put
awkward.
awkward. Okay. 72%.
I don't think it would have been as awkward if I would have been in the back. But he had to clean up his mess for me to get in the front.
72% are agreeing with you. They say it's awkward to come up. So I don't think it matters whether you're in the back seat or the front seat.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awkward one way or the other.
I would just say, oh, the weather's pretty nice. Oh, it's rainy today,
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah, weather. That's the common theme, though, as you
Yeah.
talk about the weather.
And he
Whether
probably
you're in the
hears that
elevator-
every day.
'cause you could-
he probably heard it 40 times today.
You could put elevator on there
Yeah.
because elevator is very.
Oh, especially if someone passes gas in there and everyone's like, ooh. Who
You
did
don't want that conversation.
Yeah.
Do not go in there. Or you're in there, you're already stuck in there once the door closes,
Right.
and you got somebody with a stomach virus. It's not a great time to be in an elevator.
Oh, God.
It'd be a bad idea. Okay, so you said awkward. 72% of people agreed. Okay, next question. Having to put your change in your wallet while people wait in line behind you. Awkward, not awkward.
I would just
we
move out of the
don't
way
use
and then
cash.
do it.
We haven't used cash. We use a
In so long.
card. And a lot of times we go through the.
And I probably wouldn't do it. I just throw it in the bottom of my purse or throw it in my pocket. If I didn't have a pocket, I'd just let it drop to the bottom of my purse and get it later.
a lot of times we go through the self checkout line anyway. So, and let's be honest, right? We're going to be honest. We are early people.
Oh, yeah.
We wanna get
We're
in.
there before everyone else.
She is turned into an early person because you found out that it's a lot easier to go into
Oh,
a store when they
I-
open right at 8:00. It's just a lot
I've
easier to
always
get in and get
been-
out.
Yeah, we've always been.
But if you,
Since our Walmart came here, we'd rather go real early or real late.
I will say in Giant Eagle, sometimes you do get a line behind you, and just putting your card away sometimes is, people are watching.
Yeah, because you're in the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you say it's awkward?
No.
You're going to say not awkward. Okay, let's see what people say. Having to put your change in your wallet while people wait in line behind you, 80% said awkward.
Well, that's
I
because
could
they're
see that.
taking time. I would step aside.
I don't want to miss my change. Falls over the floor. Now I'm awkward because I'm in a hurry. I don't want to be in a hurry.
Like I said, I just
Then you make
put it in the front
eye
pocket of my
contact.
purse or
Now it's all awkward,
Oh.
right? Then he farts, and then it's all over. You got a
Yeah.
farter, eye contact, and your change is all over the floor. Not good. Standing at the grocery store counter after your mom leaves because she forgot something. Not mom. I do not like to be in line,
And I forgot
and
something.
you forgot something, and I have to stand in line while there are people behind us, and you're going way back in the back of the store because that's where it happens to be, whatever we forgot. That's awkward to me. I can't stand that.
Well, if I'm standing in line and I'm not checking out yet,
I'm saying
there's
awkward
no big
on that
re-
bad boy because I know how that feels. I don't want to get in line
until
until you say, And even then, we still forget stuff. It never fails. We can't help it. It's 88% said awkward. And I'm with you because I do not want to be standing in that line knowing that you're trying to find an obscure peanut butter that's organic, that's somewhere in who knows what department it's in, because you put organic, everything in different places. Am I right?
Yeah.
So it never fails. Anyway, so it's awkward. Number 6, when you've been coughing a lot, oh, this is a good one. And so you have to hold it in. So you're coughing. Now, Terry, this happened at the hospital.
Before COVID, they made me
MedExpress.
put a mask on, even before COVID, when I had such a cough, because my allergy cough sometimes sounds like a little dog or a seal barking.
Yes.
And I went into MedExpress or something, and I sat down and I was coughing. It was even before COVID.
Yeah.
It was like
It
December
was before COVID,
Yeah.
yes.
And they had said, ma'am, do you mind wearing a mask for that cough?
You have to admit that was awkward when they came
Yeah.
out. You have to.
It was okay, I
that's
guess I'll wear a
awkward.
mask. And then now ever since COVID, if I have an allergy cough, I just put a mask on.
You put a mask on, yeah,
Because
regardless.
everyone wants you to have a mask. I mean, the last time I went with a neighbor to the doctor's appointment, UPMC, all offices that went with them had to wear masks anyhow. So you might as well just put your mask on.
90% said awkward. If you're coughing a lot, you either want to get up and leave, right? Or
that would be like my hiccups too.
Yeah, Terry does have some very
They've abandoned
very
me in Walmart.
unique
The whole
hiccups.
family has abandoned me in Walmart.
I can't even do it's like yeah, it's like that. It's really
close.
That's pretty close.
It's
That's
worse
pretty
than
close.
that, but close.
Yeah, the kids have
Because it comes
actually,
from really deep.
It's deep. It's a
and
deep
it goes big
hiccup.
noise.
Yeah, so you're coughing.
And anyone who's worked
Hiccups.
with me at school and been in the classroom when I got them, they would agree with this.
Yeah,
The
they just
kids
kinda look
loved it
back.
when
So
I
you're
got
all-
hiccups.
so it feels awkward.
Yeah, the kids loved it when I got hiccups, and I would excuse me and leave and try to go to the water fountain and get rid of them. And then I started putting peanut butter in my drawer, my desk, so that I could get rid of my hiccups. A spoonful of peanut butter usually does it.
So a lot of these are for kids. Like one of them was you're looking at your phone. So I'm trying to make this as an adult. You're looking at your phone. You have someone looking over you, over your shoulder. So you're on your phone. Maybe you're playing a game. Maybe you're looking at something.
That would be
and they're
awkward.
looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, I
That
don't
to
want
me,
anyone looking over
that
my
would be
shoulder.
awkward.
Yeah, it would be awkward.
I mean, you might be looking at pictures of me that you took while I was in the shower,
my
whatever,
grandkids.
and you and you're going anyway, and then they would go but so it's very awkward. 75
it's awkward.
having someone look at your phone while you're looking at your phone,
Unless
awkward.
you're actually showing them something. Like, oh, here's
well,
my
that's
grandkids.
you know it's coming, right?
Yeah.
That's different. But when you're just you're not really thinking. They come up behind you and they're up there like looking like. Of course, they might, if you have a low cut top on, they might be not looking at your phone.
This is true.
It could be something else.
Especially the perverted
Especially if it
teachers
was
I
me.
had.
And finally, when you have to think of your order on the spot in front of the cashier at a restaurant, so you're in line, you're at Arby's, you're at wherever. Well, we don't go to Arby's. I'm sorry, Arby's, I just haven't been there. We're at Burger King. You got to have on the spot. What do you get? Awkward or not awkward? See, I don't find it awkward because it's right there.
No, I don't either. I say, I want a burger and fries.
And so I'm going to say
Depends
not
on where I'm
awkward.
at.
But 75% think it's awkward. I just don't feel like it's that bad. Because it's right there. I'm still thinking.
Well,
Usually I know when I
if
go
it's
in.
fast food, I usually know that I want a burger or a chicken sandwich or something. That's why I stop there. Unless they discontinued something,
Right.
which has happened, then it's like, oh crap, I stopped here for that, and then you're like, what do I get now?
Yes, exactly.
But besides that, nah, I don't think it's that awkward.
I don't think it's awkward either.
You got to order something anyhow, so look at the
Yes.
menu and get something.
Okay. So that is our awkward situations. You ever been in like anything that we haven't mentioned that felt kind of awkward to you? Kind of strange? Was there anything that kind
I'm
of
trying to think.
did you feel awkward
I've had
when we
people,
were at
like I felt like people were tailing me, like
You mean
know,
in a store or on a
no,
in a
at
car?
a park. Different times at a park and at a bowling alley. I had they're there, and then you move down or you went to the video games
And
and
they're
they're
there?
there, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to my car, and guess what? They're following me. And
So this was when you were
stalkers,
younger?
yeah,
Okay.
stalkers. Like, and then at Ogilvy Park, there was a car kept going by, and we took a walk, and boy, he followed us, and it was like stalkers. But that was more scary than awkward. It was like,
Yeah.
and that was before cell phones, so you couldn't just like call someone and pretend to
Yeah, now
talk
we're
and
talking-
say like, like,
Now we're showing
okay.
our age.
Yeah,
Before cell
cell
phones.
phones. Yeah, I mean, when we were teenagers, we didn't have cell phones, so
Yeah. So before cell phones. That's like, we're talking about the 80s.
yeah,
And we didn't think about, well, of course, back then you had the maps. And you had to, if you needed to get somewhere, you had the triptych or you had a map you
Mhm.
read. But we didn't think about,
but I took off and went places.
I know, without a phone,
like
but deep in
right
the woods.
after I graduated, or right before I graduated, or something. I was 17, and I went to my great grandmother's funeral and left there from Midland and went to Coleman or someplace for my girlfriend's wedding, and it was out in the sticks, and it was where I grew up until I was 11, and then I learned to drive here,
Right.
and then I had to remember by memory
Yes.
how to get
back.
I
let
mean,
alone
my
get
mom
there.
kind of wrote down, you want to take this route
Right.
for me, but I had to get off and find a church out in the country by myself. They kind of gave me directions, but I went by directions, and then coming back, it was dark, and when I got off the exit, it was like I got off the wrong exit. It used to be like when you got off there was like one or two houses once you turned on the main drag.
Right.
But when I got off, there was like a whole neighborhood right across the street. There was like an inlet and a whole neighborhood. And I was like, oh, crap, I don't know where I'm at. And so then I turned right like I thought I should.
Right.
And I didn't know. And then there was another neighborhood. And I was like, man, this used to be all desolate. Well, I went probably a quarter mile or so and made a right. And there was a church that was always there. And I was like, oh, whew, I'm okay. But we didn't have those things. And I hadn't been there. I hadn't drove at all in that city.
Right.
Because I didn't have my driver's license. And then,
Uh-oh.
does that mean we're not recording?
So all that we didn't, we recorded on there, but not on there.
Are you serious
Mm-hmm. It went black.
on us?
So I don't know why it's doing that. The audio is good, but I think we missed.
Well, you'll know when you try to do it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I kept,
Well, I don't want to keep doing that every 5
So
seconds.
you're gonna have to get it set up.
I mean, I don't know why it's.
But that was weird to
Yeah.
me,
Well, we were talking about
awkward things, and then
awkward things. Who knows how much we caught of it?
I know.
Anyway, okay. There was something else I wanted to tell you while we were talking about awkward things, but
Now you
that really
lost
threw
it.
me off.
You threw you all off. Equipment.
Yeah, equipment is just
Awkward.
been, no matter what I do, it's.
We waited to start taping these because of equipment, and then we thought we're okay now. We're going to go with it. And
this is a
we
different
still have
setup, and the computer
went to
turned
sleep.
off and it went to sleep, and I thought
It would
I
keep
put on
recording.
there not to sleep. It said
Well,
never.
it looks like in the corner that it's been recording that whole time now.
But the camera was. See how the green light? I
Yeah.
don't know how long the green light's been out.
Ooh, I didn't notice.
And I was sleeping. I didn't notice. I don't know where it stopped.
So you're going to run it like it is?
The audio part I can. Doesn't matter.
Well, they'll still hear the audio while it's...
You can't put that on video. Almost have to cut all that out.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. You don't want a black.
So you're going to have a big gap in it.
Yeah, you don't want that.
We may have to do this one again.
No.
No. Okay.
Or we can just figure out what
The
went black,
loveliness of
and then try and fit that in somehow. Cut it
I don't know.
and edit it in. I might
That's
be
going
able
to
to do
be
that.
fun.
Well,
Next
it's always
week is going to be a
that's-
fun week.
Well, yeah, that's true. We've got
Lots going.
lots going on here. So you want to start a podcast? Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, "Boy, that would be fun." And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, oh, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card.
Okay. What else you got for me?
All right. So I have a lady that it was on a video, and she was yelling at her chickens because, eggs are very expensive, and she wants the chickens to lay eggs. And that's how she figures the chickens pay for rent. So they pay rent by dropping the eggs, and that's why she raised the chickens to lay eggs. And she said that chickens that are stressed, if the chickens feel like they're stressed, then they will they won't produce enough eggs.
They won't lay eggs. So yelling at them probably would make it worse, I would think.
Yes, it's not helping. The stress on the chickens will not help them. And she also told them that if they don't start laying eggs, they will be a 3-piece and a biscuit. So you talk about putting some stress on some chickens.
Yeah.
That is some serious, serious stress. And I don't know, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get eggs, because eggs are
expensive,
a little bit
expensive
for sure. All right, next thing.
Especially
You probably do this in the shower. 75% of adults do this in the shower. That's not disgusting, okay? So you know. So what is it? What do 75% of adults do in the shower? You have any idea?
It's not washing yourself.
It does have something to do with washing yourself.
Scrubbing your Gucci's.
Okay, well, yeah, they probably do. But let's do this as Terry's taking a shower. Where do you start? You go top to bottom or bottom to top?
A lot of times I start washing my hair and wash my hair and go top to bottom.
So you don't shampoo your body. If you were shampooing your body.
No, I shampoo my head first.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do the opposite. I soap, and then I do the
Yeah, because I wet my hair
Oh,
while
yeah,
you're
you do
soaping.
your hair because we've been in the shower together. We do take showers
Yeah,
together.
while you're soaping,
Yes.
I wash my hair. I put
Yes.
the soap on. I wet my hair, and then we switch, and then I put
We
shampoo
switch.
on my hair.
It's a nice tight,
Mhm.
quarters in there
Mhm.
in the shower. And then you do your
Body,
You
and
do-
then I do
well,
my
you do your
hair
hair.
first, and then
I've already done my body because you usually get in
and
a
then
little bit
last
after
I
me.
condition my hair.
Well, anyway, most people, 75%, do you have a guess of how they wash their body? Top to bottom or bottom to top? What do you
Bottom
think?
to I don't know. Bottom to top.
They
I don't
do
know.
top to bottom.
Top to
A
bottom.
lot of people
okay.
do start here. It doesn't say anything about doing their hair first. I wonder if that's...
Well, that's the top of you.
Well, it is. Yeah, I agree. But I'm just wondering, like, it doesn't say, like, they actually do their hair and then they shampoo their body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't say that. So I'm just wondering. And you know what else people seem to do in the shower?
Sing.
Well, yeah, I think some people sing, but some people do I think
They pee in the shower.
they pee in the shower. Yeah, 13% of Gen X, only 6% of baby boomers pee in the shower.
If I sneeze, I could pee in the shower.
Is that the weak bladder? Is that what that is?
Not that I meant
If you get in there and
Sneeze,
you
laugh.
have to go and you've already been in there and sometimes it just hits you and you can't
hold it. I can't hold it.
you
like
can't
I
if
used
you
to.
can't hold it. But now
It's
do you try and
old
back
people.
away and make sure the water goes down the drain before you step in it?
It all rinses off.
Now if you do this by gender, how many men
it all rinses
Oh,
off.
how many men do you think compared to women pee in the shower?
Oh, probably more because the men can get it away from their feet. Like mine runs down my legs. Yours, you can,
You can't do like the squat method if
when
you
you
are peeing in the shower.
sneeze, you're not usually squatted. You're just sneeze. Achoo!
So you can't hold-
you can't. It's
you
like
can't hold your
achoo! It's already
pelvic.
running down your legs. It's not
Yeah.
like you can. Yeah,
So you can't hold your pelvic and then
yeah. It's not like
And then
you have
sneeze at
time
the same time.
It's not like when you're in the woods camping and you specifically
that?
go.
have you
Oh
done
yeah,
that?
I've gone in the woods. Yeah, I
Okay.
went camping, and oh yeah, we used to go take the kids camping with mom and dad.
Well, they had a camper though.
Yeah, well, but the bathrooms were up the hill, and at night I would go behind the tree and just squat.
Oh,
I ain't going all the way up that hill.
you ever have poison ivy on your private
No,
parts?
because we were out in the open kind of. That's why I didn't like it when other campers were there,
You gotta
because then I
watch.
had to walk up the hill.
So you got to watch what you grab.
Yeah, if someone,
Not in the dark.
yeah.
You don't want to be in the dark
Well, and it doesn't matter.
Oh. Well, I'm saying
If you're
if
just
you're
going
pooping,
behind the
if you're
tree
doing a
right
number
next
two,
to your tent,
you don't want to be just grabbing anything.
I wouldn't. I would hike up the hill for a number two.
Oh, you mean to the actual bathrooms?
Yeah,
When you just do that anyway?
most
that
of the
be
time.
easier?
But if I really had to go,
30% of men pee in the shower, 20% of women pee in the shower.
I said more men.
40
They can point it away from their feet.
Almost half, though. Almost half of the people that they surveyed pee in the shower throughout the course of the year. So a lot of people the toilet's right there. You can't just go to the...
You're
on the
dripping
potty.
wet and you have water all over your
No, I'm
floor.
saying
I don't
before.
know.
Like if you
well, I
think,
do usually
even
go
if you
before.
don't think, you got to...
I usually
do
go
the deed.
before anyhow. Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, a lot of, 2 in 5 share with their partner. Was this only? Let's see. Oh, it's taking showers together.
Okay.
Right?
see?
2 in 5 indicated they're the sole user of the shower. 2 in 5 share with a partner. 18%. Also, they're just saying sharing with a partner. So, yes, we use the same shower, but usually, sometimes on the weekend we'd shower together.
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
Most of the
If
time.
we're getting ready to go someplace, we shower together. If we're, especially when the kids were all here, it was quicker
You were right about singing. 27% sing.
in the shower.
23% plan ahead for their day
In the shower.
in the shower. So they're thinking as they're, scrubbing,
Oh, I got to get
Scrubbing
that
it.
letter out. And
getting
I
that,
got to get,
whatever out of your, and so they're planning the day. Some people reflect on the day.
Reflect on
So they're
the day.
reflecting a little bit. 1 in 4 millennials find themselves thinking about work or crying in the shower. 15%.
There's been
Boy,
times
that's sad
I
when you
probably
have to-
could
when
have
you're crying in the
cried
shower. How long do you think an average shower should take?
10 to 20 minutes.
That's good. 10 to 20. So I'm going to have to do that from now on until I figure out why this shuts off. So 13 minutes, they're saying 13 minutes for the average shower. So you're right in there. Perhaps to leave time for bathing on top of peeing, singing, reflecting, and crying. A lot of people take 17 minutes. You know, depending on
10 to 20 minutes.
how you're collecting, however you're doing your day, it might take you a little bit longer to get her done. Get her done. Okay, next question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
How many people right now might be watching us or listening to us in their kitchen are using their sponge, right? Their kitchen sponge. How often I don't know if it doesn't really say, but how often do you change out the sponge?
I would say
I hate
once a
using-
month.
As a month, that's probably pretty good, right?
Yeah, I would think that's pretty good, but
Why don't we put us in the comments how long,
How long
right?
How often do you change out your sponge
Yeah.
if you're using a sponge? We use dish rags and we change them constantly because they always stink.
No, the dish rags do. They do not.
You wash dishes
they're
once
awful.
with them, then as soon as they stink, we're just putting them in the hamper and getting a new one.
Well, I think a lot of people might be surprised, but the kitchen sponge
Is the worst. I
has
know.
200 times more diarrhea-causing germs than the average toilet seat. I think the toilet seat is getting a bad
that's because
rap.
you have chicken and beef that you wiped off the counter and stuff, and
I mean, this is diarrhea causing.
yeah. Well, that gets bad and moldy, and yeah.
Yeah. So,
Of course, you're not supposed to put it in your mouth.
well, no, but it's here's the thing. You're using
That's why
your
you still
hands.
wash your hands
You should
after
wear
you're
gloves.
done. Mm-hmm.
Well, just change them, but you wear gloves and then wash your hands after. That's true too. But yeah, I think the toilet seat's getting a really bad rap because it's saying it's so dirty.
It's bad sometimes.
Well, it depends on where you are. If you're in a gas station middle of nowhere,
Or
it
if
might
you've
be.
been sick in your house, that toilet seat's nasty.
Well, you know what's even worse is if someone
you've
comes
ever
over
passed out
and
in
you've
there.
well that too, but you've had an explosion, right? And then you're feeling better and you forgot to clean the bottom part.
Oh yeah.
And someone goes in
Lift it
to
up
pee, a
and
man
then-
that likes to stand up and lifts it up, and then you got
That's
all that
nastiness.
diarrhea and splurge
Okay, we just
all
ate.
over
You
I know we
always
just
seem-
ate, but if they're eating,
You always seem to pick these subjects.
well, that's just what comes up.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Bathroom
they didn't
subjects.
say anything about I just thought of that.
Oh, okay.
Because I clean the bathroom a lot of times when you can't get to it or whatever. And a lot of times, even when you don't have a big, it splashes up on your butt, but it goes onto the seat first. So there's a protectant there, but that's what's,
That's
so you
why
don't
they
want,
like the bidet.
well, the bidet does it clean the bottom of the actual seat? I know it cleans our seat,
It cleans your bum.
cleans the bum. Yeah. And it does work because we did that on one vacation.
Mhm.
And it was nice and warm, and I could see where if you were doing colonoscopies all the time or you were having some issues.
Like when
and-
you did yours, you would have liked to have
Oh, I
that.
would have liked that during that for sure. Okay, now also, we are getting close to taxes. In fact, I think during this
Tax.
episode, we're only 1 week away
You
from
have to
actually
have your
filing
taxes
your
done.
taxes. And most people,
How many people procrastinate and wait till the last minute?
I can't say I blame them. We've done ours, and then the thing of it is, we've got our money back awful fast.
Yeah.
So it came in pretty quick. So if you get them done,
Yeah, in this electronic
well,
days, you don't have
if-
to wait. If you have everything shipped to your checking out, in and out, and
if you have to pay, though, you probably are waiting a little bit longer, right?
yeah, why
I would.
let the government
Yeah,
have
yeah,
their
right.
money early?
Or at least you do the taxes and then you wait till the last day to put them in, because
Mhm.
why should they make
Make their
money on your
early.
money and then give it overseas to who knows what? But anyway,
To some pretty weird things. we're
weird,
hearing.
very weird things. Anyway, so most people while doing their taxes are getting an F, and I hate doing taxes because the way
They're getting an
the
F.
way they
What do you mean by getting?
yeah
an F?
the average U.S. adult scores about 50% on personal finance questions related to income tax returns. So in other words,
Wow.
most people get an F in understanding income tax basics. This is according to Nerd Wallet, a survey. Respondents scored on average 51% in a quiz they did on tax basics related to like personal finance, even with retirement. I'm learning a lot with you being retired. I'm trying to get more into figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough, but we're getting there. A lot of people like college savings, healthcare. A lot of people don't know the tax implications of some financial products, such as a Roth IRA, or if you had stock.
Like you said,
if you
what
took
we need to
stock
do is
out.
for my mom, go to an elderly lawyer.
Well, yeah, but
So
I'm
they
saying just
know
the
ins
average
and outs
person,
and what you can put in and what you can't.
right? But I'm just saying the average person trying to do their taxes, but they've got a lot. Do you pay the $150 or $200 and just have the peace of mind?
That is done right.
Because I paid $130 for state, and I did the federal and the state. Again, I'm glad I did. I did Zachary's, and it screwed up because I couldn't figure out how to do it for free. But is it more advantageous to a big word? I used a big word to just have your taxes done is what I'm wondering.
A lot of people just pay someone to do them.
You know, there's been times I've been wanting just to have people do everything because
And we have an accountant at the family.
I know. I should have just maybe paid. Yeah,
He'd be
paid
like,
Jared.
that's an easy money for him, probably.
Oh, he'd have done mine in probably 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you're done.
All right,
$50.
you're done.
$150.
All right. Last one. This is our last subject of the day. You ready? Is flirting cheating?
No.
So if someone's flirting, you're okay. If I'm flirting with someone you don't have an issue with, or someone flirting with me.
I may call you.
Oh, you're going to call me on it. You know you're going to call me on it. So 2,000, he did this survey,
But it's
2,000
not like
people.
you were, wow.
And they found that if is flirting with someone else cheating, and a new
The
poll
women
says
probably said
half
yes,
of
and
people
then the men probably said
would
no.
dump you for it.
They would dump you
They'd
for
dump you.
flirting.
51% said they might end a relationship over what some would call harmless flirting, especially if it felt like the person tried to hide it.
Well, I worked at the school district.
Yes.
A lot of the married guys, janitors, they were older men, older
Right.
than me. They would have comments or whatever. I just let them go over my head. Like
Right.
every once in a while, if they got rules, I'd say, "Does your wife know you talk like that?" Then they would leave me alone for a while.
We got to ask the leave in the comments.
But there were, there were like ones that would, I don't know what would kind of flirt, like kind of,
Right.
oh, I bet your husband likes that, or whatever. And I'd say, oh yeah, you're right up his alley, I mean, but
What did I like?
like a skimpy skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
well,
you know what I mean?
High heels?
I'd be saying, that's who bought it for me,
True.
Like they said, oh, did your husband see you leave like that? And I would say, yeah, that's who bought it for me, or whatever. But I would play along with it a lot unless it got to the point where they seemed weird about it, like they were gawking at me. And then I would have a comment, so they would just back off.
60% said chatting with an ex is over the line too.
Chatting?
Just chatting
Just saying
with an
hello
ex.
and how are you?
I don't know what,
I guess it depends on how
I don't have
far
an ex.
back your ex is. And I mean, some of mine would probably, but you've seen me say hello to an ex.
Yeah, whatever.
And
I don't
it's
care.
not like,
I don't.
we went to vote the one time and one of my exes was sitting there checking us in, right?
Yes.
And it was like, I just said, hello, how are you? Just like us.
23% said the same about finding out their partner had been watching porn They would just, it's get out. Reading porn is apparently okay though. Reading porn. Oh, like books, 50 Shades of Grey.
That's okay. But
that's okay. But if you're looking at porn,
the Penthouse magazine.
Yeah. Or Playboy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people watch it together, like movies. Of
Some
porn.
people do, but they
mean,
like
maybe they have problems in that.
And this helps, get their sexual.
I guess that's why they say, "Oh, well, you can only do it with me around." Then I guess because a lot of people do feel that porn is cheating because you're off on yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know.
I want to enjoy the experience with
someone.
With you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was going to say something. I lost it. It's gone. I know what I was going to say because I've said this before. That summer you read 50 Shades of Grey was the greatest summer of my life. It was. It was the greatest summer of my life. I still remember that today. And there's been guys that it's how was your vacation? I said it was wonderful.
Wonderful.
What would your wife do? She read, and it was a great book. And let's just say I enjoyed the fringe benefits of her reading that book. And it's not been the same since the hot flashes and
since menopause hit me.
It hasn't been, we've tried.
I read the book still, and it doesn't seem to.
It really goes to pot. 66% wouldn't care if they found out you danced with someone else.
I danced with someone else.
As long as it wasn't a lap dance.
Remember when I went to your cousin's bachelorette party?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
I got hit on 2 or 3 times that night.
There you go.
But they were the first one asked me if I was married, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm married. Got 2 little kids at home." And then they were,
right.
It's like
it's all good.
Okay, all right. I'll still dance with her though.
Not a problem. Yeah. Most said letting someone buy you a drink also isn't a big deal. Again, I don't. Is that really flirting?
Well,
I guess I don't know.
Getting to know someone, you might find you have something in common with them, and maybe they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you might actually double date or something.
Yeah,
you never
maybe.
know. I mean,
I don't know.
How else are you going to find new friends if you don't talk to anyone?
Yeah, that's the truth. All right. So the decision is for us is flirting cheating, and we're saying, is it kind of harmless?
As long as it's harmless flirting, like I said, there's a line you draw. I mean, if someone's smacking my butt or pinching me, then that's
that's not
far.
That's just that's way over.
Or if I touch them.
What if someone goes, like kind of like this?
Oh, it's okay.
Rubs your back.
It just depends on whether they gave you a weird vibe. Like if it was more like
if his pants were down around his ankles, that'd be a little different.
Yeah, but like if they were consoling you because you were mad or something. Or you were upset with something that happened and they,
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, that's not really.
That's different than, your husband,
Yeah. So anyway, let us know in the comments, is flirting, cheating? What else? We also want to know if you guys tried some of the weird food combos.
Well, that goes into like sexual, what do I want to call sexual contact in the workplace?
Oh yeah, you got to be
fired
careful
for that.
Yeah, you got to be very careful.
If you
about
say the wrong thing and they report you,
I'm glad you said say
big trouble
because you don't.
You can actually say the wrong thing or touch someone and they will report you, and then you're now seeing that things like that, like people are people, but
I asked some questions. You want to finish with questions?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so if you had to name your pet after the last thing you ate, what would it be?
Peanut butter and hamburger.
So we call it, what would we call him? Peanut burger?
Peanut burger? Mm-hmm. Burger peanut? I don't know.
Peanut butter? Andrea said hummus.
Hummus.
She'd have to call her pet hummus. Teresa said Slurpee. Here, Slurpee. Kristen said M&M. Of course, Fen would love that. My grandson, our grandson. Lauren said peanut butter. So you have to call him peanut butter. Matt said treats. He had treats, so he's going to call his dog Treats. Ed said toast. Janet said smoothie. Danielle said veggies. Here, veggies. Dawn said Fig Newton. I really like that one.
Fig Newton. That would be a cute
I like Fig Newton.
Yeah.
Mona said cheese balls. I like that one too.
Oh, that would be the name. Cheese balls.
Joe
Would be
said
all the
donut.
Dogs' names.
Here, donut.
Donut.
Mark said I had a pineapple ring, so pineapple. And Tracy said stroganoff.
Stroganoff.
Oh, how's your dog stroganoff? What's your dog doing? He's stroganoff. And that doesn't sound right. And Penny said nachos. So just some of the word. That was good. Thanks for responding to that. What was the other question? The other question was, no, we already did that. So the other one I had was, and I think it's hard. These are tough questions. What's something on a list that your guy hates to be teased about? And so I gave some examples like money, having more money is much better than less. Men don't want to be told that they don't have a lot of money. They don't want to be, they don't want to be teased about maybe that.
Not having money.
Maybe their hair, maybe not having a lot of it. Don't want to be teased about that. Their height. You know, some men don't like to be told, about their manhood. No one wants to hear about, be teased about their manhood. You know what I mean? Teeny weeny peeny. I guess we'll leave on that, won't we?
Yeah, they say, well, they only need an inch.
More than a mouthful is. Oh no, that's totally different. That's the other end on you. Yeah. Okay, that's not okay. Hey, thanks so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to to subscribe, share, and like our video. And there's going to be a little button down there. Click it. Oh, by the way, can you explain to people that if you subscribe, you really help us, and it doesn't cost anything.
It does on some things.
Not on this. It's free.
Like on games, on certain games.
Yeah, that's
when
on.
you subscribe, it'll say paid $10.
This is free. I promise you.
This is free. Yeah,
it's free. So please
subscribe so you get the.
It helps us, out. And you'll get the new releases every Monday that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be great. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook or X at Just Talking Out Loud. And we're going to ask more questions, maybe on all the formats. And just thanks so much for watching and listening, and we're out.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.